Joining me now is Elizabeth Carey of AAA of Western New York and Central New York. Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming in today.
Sure.
Okay, so we've been really lucky with the weather so far, right? 50 degrees on Christmas and sunny, but the forecast is showing that more snow is on its way. So we're asking you, how can people prepare their cars to be safe in the snow this winter?
Yeah, it's been nice not to have to check the weather all the time before you head out, but we know it is, Western New York, and we're going to get some snow, so you do need to be prepared. So you want to make sure that your vehicle is ready. Like we saw so many people, unfortunately, during the blizzard last year, went out to go run an errand or whatever it might be, and they weren't dressed for the weather, and they didn't have a winter car kit packed in their car, and then they were stranded on the roadside, so we don't want to see that again.
Definitely. Now, how can people prepare their cars specifically to be safe in the snow?
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you have good tires on the car, first of all. That's the point of contact between the car and the road. So you definitely want to make sure you have good tire tread. If the tires are starting to look bald, they're not going to perform well on the ice and snow. So that's very, very important. Also, the wiper blades. Cheapest thing you could probably put on your car, but one of the most important things, you want to make sure that you'll be able to clear the snow. And also, you see the picture right here, the snow brush. Of course, that's really important to have in the vehicle, along with all the extra winter emergency items. And then also making sure that you're just up to date on your fluids and your brakes and everything like that, so the car's in good working order.
And speaking of things to keep in your car, there's kind of things that Western New Yorkers need to keep in their trunks just in case of some sort of winter, emergency.
Yes, you want to make sure that you're equipped in case anything does happen. You don't know what you might run into, especially if you're traveling, through the winter. A lot of people taking road trips for February break and things like that as well. So you want to make sure that you have in there a cell phone charger. So many people call and say, my phone's about to die and I need help. So just throw a charger in your car, so that's always in there. Jumper capers, some basic tools, but also some warm clothes, blankets, and some snacks. And a lot of people travel with their pets, so some pet treats too, and some bottles of water. That way you'll be comfortable if you do have to wait for help.
And something that we learned, very important, if you do get stuck in your car, right, is to make sure you're cleaning the muffler.
Yes, and that's the only time you should get out of the car. If you go off the road on slippery roads, you're going to want to make sure you stay in the vehicle, stay in your seatbelt, and you call for help. The only time you should exit the car is to go and check that muffler to make sure there's not snow accumulating next to it, because you could end up suffocating in the vehicle. So you want to make sure that's clear of snow. But otherwise, stay in the car, because another car could slide in the same tracks you went off in, and you could be struck.
Now, people are coming home for the holidays, right, making their way back to Western New York. What are some things that people should look out for if they have family members traveling by car or by plane or train?
Yeah, I was out with the airport yesterday with Hope Winter, talking about Bills fans, but all these holiday travelers were returning back. So the holiday travel season's wrapping up. 115.2 million people traveling for the holidays.
Wow.
Yeah, for the end of the 2023 holidays. So obviously a lot of people were out and about, but even if you have a trip planned or you're looking to escape the winter, just making sure if you're traveling by air, getting to the airport early. There's long lines very early in the morning, and sometimes people are surprised. Those 6 a.m. flights, they're like, what are all these people doing at the airport? It's the most popular time at the Buffalo airport.
Oh, okay. Now, AAA has a new family travel program going on too now. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this is one of the big trends for 2024, is families traveling together. About 81% of families say they plan to take a family trip this year. So AAA came up with this Travel with Kids segment, so it can be successful, not stressful. So,
there you go, because we know how stressful it is traveling with kids.
Right. Are we there yet?
Yeah,
Are we there yet? So they designed some trips. They took one trip at the end of 2023, which was to Niagara Falls. So they had a motor coach taking people from Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, stayed overnight in the falls, took part in some experiences, and there's a few trips lined up for 2024. But the idea is let the family travel together. They'll have some time alone with their family if they want to go out for a dinner, but there'll be some pre-planned activities and meals together as well. So you don't have to try and figure out someone's doing the navigating and where are the tickets and how are we getting here. There's a tour guide there with you. Kids have other kids to play with. They're designed really for ages 5 and up, but they're going to places like Washington, D.C. for the Cherry Blossom Festival in the spring, going to Cooperstown to check out the Baseball Hall of Fame, going to Hershey Park to experience everything that in Pennsylvania. So some fun trips that are available. So sometimes it's just easier if you have a leader of the group and the family can kick back and relax.
That's right, especially if you have two parents that are not good at planning anything.
Right.
Just let the experts take care of it for you, right?
Right. I mean, sometimes it's so overwhelming when you have to think about all the activities and the timing of this and getting there. And this way, the transportation and all the plans and all the activities and the tickets to everything are all included, and you're good to go.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming in. A pleasure as always. And if you would like to learn more information, you can head over to their website at westerncentralny.aaa.com. Thanks again for coming in.
Yeah, safe travels for 2024.